Hello, my name is Nathaniel Curley, and today we'll be going over why you should drive a manual car. There are many reasons why you should drive a manual car, but today I'll be going over 4 reasons that I feel are most important. First one being, what is a manual car and how does it work? The next ones are pros of driving a manual car. The next one is cons of driving a manual car. And the last one is interesting facts that I feel that not too many people know. So with the what is a manual car? There are 2 forms of cars. They're automatic and manual. Automatic automatically shifts through the gears, hence the reason it's called automatic. This is the most common car in today's world. It's easier for everyone and everyone does not have to work as hard. When manual, there are 3 pedals. You have your regular 2, your gas and your brake. But there's a 3rd pedal that most people call a clutch pedal. What this does is it takes a fork in your transmission and separates the gears from the clutch, allowing your car to be in neutral. You can still be rolling and be in neutral, and doing this you do not have to hit the brake or anything. Then you shift up to your next gear or down to your next gear, depending on how fast or slow you go. With this fork, as soon as you release the clutch, it drops the gear back in. There are many cars. There's 4-speed cars, 5-speed cars, and 6-speed. When someone says 6-speed, they're talking about the number of gears they have, and hence the reason 6-speed. Most manuals do have a lock on the 1st gear once you get into higher gears, and the reason is because it is too low of a gear. It's designed just to get you started. And also, it's the same gear as reverse, just you're hitting it in a different angle or spinning the gear a different way. So what are the pros of driving a manual, you may ask? Well, driving a manual, you're less distracted on the road. So for teen drivers who like to text and think they know everything about the world, that stops them. Because I personally drive a manual. I do not have time to look at my phone because I'm either shifting or I'm looking at whether I have to shift. Also, you learn more about your car. So when you're driving a manual, there's a money spot for a shift, is what many people call it. And this is where your engine is not gasping for fuel if you shift too early, because it shoots the RPMs too low. And then it's also not chugging if you shift too late. This can actually make it better for your gas mileage than automatics. And the reason is you control when it shifts. Also, you learn more about the road. So when you are driving and you see a hill, you are supposed to shift down. So you learn turns, you learn to shift down. Stoplights, you will learn to start dropping gears or slowing down. Also, if your brake pads or brakes ever go out, the manual, since it's the clutch and the engine working together, you can actually use your own engine to slow down. So what are the cons about sticks? First off, like I was saying, the hills, if you ever get stopped on a hill, you don't have that release the gas and the car starts moving forward. You actually can roll back, and in the state of North Carolina, if you roll back and hit someone, it's your fault. So you've got to be careful with that. So if somebody's tailgating you, you should leave more room on front of your car than behind your car. What else? Traffic. If you ever hit traffic, you will hate it, just because you won't be able to get up to your cruising gears, which is 4th and 5th. You'll be stuck in 1st and 2nd. Also, when you're new at driving a manual, the ride for you and your passenger is going to be very bumpy and very whiplash you could possibly get, just because you're learning how to shift. And so you don't necessarily know what's the right place to shift, how should I shift? Should I release the clutch quickly? So there's many questions that need to be answered with the experience of driving a manual. What else? Also, with driving a manual, if you do not shift right, your fuel mileage will drop greatly. Um, Interesting facts about manuals. There are a few, like I was saying, if your engine goes out, or not your engine, your brake pads go out, or your brake calipers go out, you have the clutch to slow you down. And actually, speaking from experience, I was test driving my car on the road, me and my dad, because we had did a lot of work to it. And next thing you know, we noticed that one of my brakes calipers were smoking, like about to catch on fire. And we were confused why. But in the real world, that would have caused a huge problem. Also, my uncle, when he finished painting my car, was driving it and said the brakes were spongy. There was actually a hole in my brake lines that caused all the brake fluid to leave, and it couldn't build up pressure. Another interesting fact is you are able to get up to speeds a lot quicker than most vehicles, just for the say of you can leave your car in whatever gear longer, and you can max that gear out. Thank you for watching and listening. Hope you have a good day.